Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Saturday Morning Glory with Lady G. Well, how did everybody sleep last night? Did y'all get y'all proper night's rest? Because you know we need to get a proper night's rest so we can get up and defeat the challenges that we're going to have throughout the day, because y'all know we're going to have them, honey. Well, y'all, before we get into what we're getting into, let me tell you what I'm drinking. This morning, I am drinking nettle leaf tea. It's supposed to have a whole bunch of health benefits. I'm not a medical professional, so I can't really just tell you everything, but I'm just going to tell you like this. It's good for your health, and it's caffeine free. Look at that, y'all. And she is delicious, too, okay? Listen, y'all, I wanted to come into the garden today because I am so excited. Today is July 2nd, as if y'all didn't already know. But, you know, my birthday is in the month of July, right? And so I decided that, Lord willing, if the Lord delay his coming and spare my life, that I was going to throw me a big old birthday party. Yes, indeed, honey. Yes, indeed. I was going to throw my own party because who better to celebrate you than you to celebrate yourself? You know, I think it's time out for us for some of us, because some people already do it like me, and some of y'all do too. But it's time out for people to stop waiting and sitting around and waiting on people to do things for them and to celebrate them and to appreciate them. It's time for us to start appreciating ourselves. Now, we have to love ourselves, but not be in love with ourselves, because when you're in love with yourself, then you're going to borderline on narcissistic. But we should love ourselves enough to celebrate ourselves. We should love ourselves enough to do something nice for us. Because if we do something nice for us and if we appreciate ourselves, it'll be easier for somebody else to appreciate us and do things nice for us. Because if you don't love you, how in the world do you think somebody else gonna love you? Well, y'all, look, I just want to come in and give y'all a little brief updates on what I'm doing, because I told y'all that I had a surprise for y'all, that what I was gonna do. I am planning a party, honey. My party, Lord willing, is going to be on the 23rd of July. Yes, indeed. So if y'all want to participate in the party, if some of y'all want to give me a shout out, I have a link that I can send to you. But the only thing is, you got to send me your email. If you send your email to my email, I can send you a link so you can give me a shout out for my birthday if you want to. And if you want to, whatever else you might want to do, if you want to do a cash app, that's fine too. But just think good things of me. On the 20th is my birthday, and the 23rd is going to be my party, y'all. But listen, and that brings me down to something else. Let me show y'all. Y'all see my little birthday invitations? Those are my birthday invitations, y'all. Woo! Look at that. Yes, I will be 62 years old, y'all. And I'm so excited. Y'all see them shoes? That's so me, right? Anybody know me, know that it's so me. Y'all, and then, look, Lord willing and everything go according to plan. Y'all know who gonna be in the building? Guess who gonna MC my party, y'all? I just gotta tell y'all because I'm excited, okay? Bam! Do y'all know who this is? This is Sister Cantaloupe. She is a world-renowned, national, international comedian, actress. She is the bomb, okay? So she's going to be emceeing my party, y'all. Yes, can y'all see? Sister Cantaloupe, she's going to be in the building. So if you don't celebrate yourself, who else is going to celebrate you? And if you don't go big for you, how do you expect somebody else to go big for you? That brings me down to what we got to talk about in the garden. What I want to talk about in the garden is haters, okay? Haters. Haters everywhere. Do y'all have haters? Have you ever experienced a hater? Do you have haters in consider themselves in your circle? You know they're a hater, but you just let them hang out because you're not tripping with them. You're not tripping about it. So sometimes people just don't like you just because you being your best version of yourself. And that's okay. I want to encourage somebody. Anybody in here have haters or had haters, experienced haters? Just raise your hand and say, I did, or me. I did, Lady G. It was me. Was it you? Did you have a hater? Look, let me tell y'all something about them haters, honey. You ain't the only one, and I'm not the only one that ever experienced haterism. Okay? Haterism. I'm going to call it haterism, okay? Because sometimes people wake up in their mind and they choose to be a hater. They choose that what they're going to do throughout that day. Some people make a conscious decision of what they're going to do. They make it up in their mind. They premeditate what they're going to do, and then they carry it out. Some people don't like you simply because you are breathing. Does that mean you're going to stop breathing because they don't like you? Oh, no, honey. You better keep on breathing. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Deep breath. Let it out. Keep breathing, honey. You can't allow haters to disrupt your flow. Let me tell you something. Do y'all know where the first hater originated from as far as my knowledge go? Now, if you know of somebody before then you can just leave me a comment below and let me know. But I'm going to tell you about my knowledge of the very first hater. Y'all ready? You ready here? Here you go. Satan, honey. Lucifer. Yes. He was over the heavenly host. He was over the heavenly choir, honey. He was directing the choir. I mean, instruments. He could sing. He was beautiful. He had it going on, y'all. Look, he can direct that choir like nobody's business. He can sing. He just had musical instruments. He was just very, very talented in the choir and the musical area, the praise and the worship. Honey, one day he got beside himself. He said, I could be a God. I could be a God. I could be better than him. I think I can run this place. Look at him. He think he all that. I'm the one getting the people to praise. I'm the one getting the angels to shout. I'm the one getting the angels to say hallelujah. I'm the one that strike up the music. It's me that don't get started till I walk up in here on this roll up in here on this cloud. Well, so what happened was he got to big head, y'all. And he started thinking that he could be better than God. Then he got to the point where he thought he can replace God. Honey, one day I heard the man of God say, from whence cometh thou, Satan? I said, behold, I seen Satan falling. He was falling, because he got kicked out of heaven. You know what God did with him when he became a hater? He kicked him out of heaven. That's what we have to do. We have to learn to separate ourselves from haters, because haters bring bad vibes. Haters bring negative attitudes. Haters bring toxicity. Is that the way to say it? They bring all that toxic stuff, and nobody wants to be bothered with that. So the first hater, to my knowledge, was Lucifer, honey. And then when he got kicked out of heaven, guess what? His name changed to Satan. So he wanted to be a god so much. So guess what? He's a god of this world for now. God has given him reign over the world. You can have your little piece. You want to be in charge, you can be large and in charge down there, because you're not going to roll up in here. Because God was like, it's only going to be one God on the throne, and that's going to be me. It's not going to be you. So bye-bye. Get on out of here. See you later. Have a seat down there in the third heavens, because he was first, second, third. He sent them back to the first heaven, which was earth, up in here, up in this earthly realm. That's where he ruling now. So you wonder why a lot of stuff going on, because he's still mad. He big mad because he can't go back to heaven. He can't get back in. He lost his chances. Door is closed. That's how some people are with us. They get mad at you because you are doing what you're supposed to do. You flowing in your purpose. You are operating in your positive energy. Honey, you going on and you loving life, you loving God, you loving people. And people get mad because you got a song on your face. People get mad because you are excited about life. And they decide that they don't like you. And the least little thing you do, they're going to blow it up. They're going to make it look so gigantic. They're going to make it look like it was the worst thing ever. Because they know why? Because they're walking around with a magnifying glass. And they try to magnify every little thing that you do. And even when you don't do something, they try to make it into something big because they mad, because they are haters. And there's nothing wrong with them being haters, because everybody have their purpose in life. But don't you allow the haters to affect you. I'm reminded of another story in the book, honey. It was about the prodigal son. Honey, the prodigal son, honey, he was the youngest of two sons. And let me tell you what happened. Girl, in the book, it said, in the day, back in the day, the oldest son was supposed to receive the heritage, and then you divide it down. It goes, they get a portion, but it's supposed to be to the older first. Well, and it's not supposed to be until the parent dies. So the younger son goes to his dad and say, look, Dad, he roll up on him. He say, look, this is how it's going to be. I'm grown now. I'm 18 or whatever their age was back in the day. And I'm ready to be my own man. I'm a grown man. I don't want to be up under you. So can you just give me my money now? And I'm just going to roll out and go and live my life. And I'm going to go ahead and be me. I'm going to live my best life. I'm going to do me. I'm just going to do me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do me. Can I have my money? Well, actually, it was not his money. So technically, he came to his dad and said, I wish he was dead so I could have my money. So can you just go ahead and give it to me now? Well, the dad, he went on ahead and gave the son his money. He had an older son that stayed home, did all the work, did all the chores. He was a good son. Never heard anything in the book about him giving his father any problems. But his father would always look up to see if he see his younger son. He didn't see him. So the younger son went on after honey. He was making it rain. He was doing everything. He had partners. He was just buying whatever drink, whatever he did. He was out there living a riotous life. He was out there. He was wilding out. Well, the money ran out, and guess what? He looked around, and there was not a friend in sight. You know why? Because they were not friends. They were folks that were just hanging around to get what they can get, like the fish and the loaves. They were just hanging around until the money ran out. When the money ran out, they ran out. They soon followed. Pyong, they were gone. So here's this prodigal son. He broke. He homeless. He hungry. He's thirsty. He don't have a dime in his pocket. How they say, he didn't have a pot or a window, okay? So now he ended up in the pig pen. Yes, he did. And he said, look, man, I'll pay you. I'll slop your pigs for you. I got to make some money. I'm hungry. My belly feel like my throat been cut because I ain't ate and I'm so hungry. I'm tired. I don't have no place to sleep. Can you just let me just slop your pigs? So dude was like, cool. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. I could be doing something else over here. So what happened was, the prodigal son was up in the pigsty. He was up in there slopping the pigs. And he started thinking about eating some of the slop that the pigs was eating. And he was like, but see, he wasn't raised like that. And sometimes people leave out of their parents' house and they start acting all kind of ugly ways. Some be acting up in the house. But when they get up out the house, they start doing stuff they wouldn't normally do if they were still in the house, if they were still connected. Well, what happened was the prodigal son came to himself, the book says. And he said, you know what? I'm out here feeding these hogs and stinking like pigs. I can just go back to my father's house. In my father's house, at least, I live better than this. I really had it better. What was wrong with me? So he started rehearsing what he was going to say. Father, forgive me because I sinned against you. I sinned against God. I did, Lord. And he started rehearsing his apology. Yes, he did. He didn't say, Dad, if it hadn't been for you doing this and telling me to do that, then I wouldn't have did this and I wouldn't have did that. No, he started rehearsing what he did wrong and he was asking for what? For forgiveness, right? So the little prodigal son, he just trotted his little self back to the house, but he went humbly. He didn't go back rehearsing, okay, this I'm going to tell Dad, this is what he did. And if he didn't do this to me, then I wouldn't have did that. And no, he was saying, I wronged you, Father. I sinned. Will you forgive me? That's what he said to his daddy. So when his daddy saw him coming afar off, his daddy went and hugged his neck, put a ring on his finger, told him to bring the robe and put a little jacket around him and told him my son was lost, but now he's found. He went and told the servants, y'all go ahead and kill the fattest cow. Let's strike up the music and let's just have a good time because my son is back home. He didn't sit there and say, he took all this, he spent this, I ain't giving him no more, his inheritance is gone. That's nowhere in the book. He said, my son has come back home. So he embraced him, right? Well, let me tell you where the hater come in. Honey, the brother that was standing there, honey, he was out in the field working, out somewhere working. And when he came, the closer he got to the house, he started hearing all this music and all this laughing and all this partying going on. So he eased up in the house. He's like, wait, what's going on? What's with this noise? What y'all doing? And the daddy went there and said, son, your brother is home. He once was lost, but now he's found. He's back home. He was gone. I'm so glad to have both of my boys back. Yeah, boy, we a family now. The older brother was like, wait, hold up. Now, you done gave him a ring. You done killed the fattest cow. You having all this party. You ain't never throw me no party. I've been here all the time. I never left. I've been here. You didn't kill no cows for me. Daddy was like, you been here. You could have ate a cow anytime you wanted to. He was a hater. Haterism rose up in him because his brother was having a party, because he was angry. I stayed at home. I did all the work. I did this. I was here with you. I did this. And I milked the cows and I slopped this and the pigs and I did this. He was just so caught up in I. Just like Lucifer. I can be a better God. I can run things better. Haterism is birthed when we begin to focus on ourselves. That's when haterism is first birth. If we don't squash it right there, then it's going to take root and it's going to grow up to a bitter tree. So needless to say, the daddy didn't stop the party. He didn't turn down the music. He didn't tell them to take the food take the meat off the smoker or whatever, however they was cooking it. He didn't tell them stop peeling them potatoes. He didn't tell them to stop serving. Hey, he invite your son. You can come on up in here if you want to and party with us. But if not, we going on to this party because guess what? My son was lost, but now he's home. And we have people, so that was the second hater. And there's a third hater in the Bible, y'all. In the book, I got to talk about these haters today because haters hate us everywhere, right? Honey, remember Cain and Abel? They were two brothers. Brothers came from the same mother and father. They weren't stepsisters, stepbrothers. No, they had the same mother and father. Adam and Eve. Well, one day it came to the point where it was time for them to bring their sacrifices unto God. And so Cain went up in there and he went out in the field and just took some stuff and he was a gardener. And he just took some fruit and stuff and just, he didn't inspect them for bruises or nothing. He just went and got a bowl of them, took them, here you go, here's your sacrifice. So God was like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, cool. And so then when Abel came, Abel had went out there and got the best gift. He went out there and looked at his, because he was a rancher, I guess you would say in these days, and he gave him the best offering. It was no spot, no wrinkle, no blemish or anything. He gave God his best. He took his time and he was purposeful. He moved in purpose and intentionally gave God the best gift. But Cain, honey, he said, here's some fruit, here's some papaya, here's some whatever. I don't know what all the fruit was, but it was bruised up. It wasn't good. Sometimes people give you just what they don't want. If it's spoiled, they'll give it to you. If it's sour, they'll give it to you. If it's stale, they'll give it to you. They don't say, well, no, this is stale. You don't want this. No, they'll give it to you because they want to get rid of stuff they don't want. But they feel like they can't turn a profit on, they'll give it away, right? So God was like, I reject you. I reject your offering. You ain't put no effort in this. You ain't put your back into it. So now he said, but Abel, I receive your offering. I receive it. Honey, Cain was so mad, he walked around and he was hotter than fish grease, honey. He walked around there so mad, he was mad at everybody. He was mad at the world. He was mad at his brother. He was just mad. Because why was he mad? Because of his own actions. So guess what happened? Honey, he met his brother out in the field one day and they got into it, honey. He was telling him all about himself because he was mad because he came up short. You know what he did? He took a rock and he hit his brother in the head and killed him. So he was walking around there acting like he didn't know where his brother was, honey, and God called him and said, hey, Cain, where's your brother Abel? He said, I don't know where Cain, I don't know where Abel is. Am I my brother's keeper? And God told him, I hear his blood crying up from the ground. So then Cain became cursed, and the rest of the story is, he said, well, God, don't curse me. Don't send me out by myself. People going to kill me. He said, I'll put a mark on you so people will know that you've been marked by me and don't kill you. But you got to go on out there and be a vagabond, a hobo. You got to go do what you got to do because you can't stay up in here. So I said all that to say this. If God had haters, if he had haters twice, three, and then Jesus had a hater. Who was the hater with Jesus, Lady G? Judas was rolling with him. He acted like he was down like 4 flat tires with Jesus. But at the end of the day, who gave Jesus over to the people? Judas said, the one I kissed, that's him. That's where we get the term, the Judas kiss. When people kiss you and you know they don't like you or they hug you, you know they can't stand you, that's a Judas kiss. That's a Judas hug because they are betrayers. Honey, but at the end of the day, what happened? Judas said, well, give me these little pieces of silver right here and I'm going to set them up for you. I got them because see, I'm in the clique. I'm clicked up with him. I can get him. So guess what? He went on in there with them soldiers, honey, and he said, that's him, hold him fast, because he knew Jesus had power. But he felt like if they hold him, that he wouldn't be able to defend himself. But it was time, it was meant for Jesus to go to the cross. It was meant for him to suffer, bleed, and die for us. So he went on to the cross, okay? But Judas, he was so miserable. And he was so depressed and he was so down. Guess what he did? He went and offed himself. He unalived himself. I'm just going to leave it like that. Y'all read the story. But that's what happened. So if God had haters multiple times, and if the prodigal son, his brother was a hater, so it's in the family too, and if your friend Judas, your disciple, your follower was a hater, people on your job, people that say they love you, sometimes people sitting right next to you and on the pew, they can't stand your guts. They're a hater. They're hating on you because you are operating in your gift. You're operating in your ministry, and they still trying to find themselves, and that's okay. But what we do is we love them. We wrap our arms around them, and we love them. Sometimes it's just like Paul and Barnabas. Sometimes you have to separate for the gospel's sake, and that's okay. But we don't hold grudges. We forgive them, and we move on. So I just want to say haters everywhere. If God had a hater, don't you think you're going to have one? A couple? You got a couple of them. So I just want to come in and encourage you today and tell you don't worry about the haters. You do you, boo. You celebrate yourself. You live your best life. You seek out your purpose, what God has for you to do, and you do it to the best of your ability. Because guess what? I'm having a party, and Sister Cantaloupe is going to be in the building. I'm so happy. Yes, I am. I will be, Lord willing, I will be 62. And I know what to do, and that is to keep giving God the praise. So listen, I just wanted to come in and encourage somebody on today. You may have haters. You may have people that don't like you just because they don't like you. Some people wake up out the bed and they choose to be a hater. They choose violence. They choose to be toxic. That's okay. That's not your problem. All we have to do is continue to pray for them and continue to lift them up before the Lord. Because I heard from a bishop, and he said, the more you pray for a person that you dislike, you will dislike them less. Meaning, the more you pray for them, the more of God's love you will allow in your heart. So don't allow people's bitterness to cause you to be bitter. Don't allow people's hatefulness to cause you to be hateful. But stand your ground. Praise your God. Give God the glory. Live your best life. Don't you tone yourself down and down yourself down because somebody else can't take your glory. Somebody can't take the glory of God in your life. Don't dim your life so somebody else can see. You let your light so shine before men. Let your light so shine that men may see your good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven. So it's got to be good works, y'all. Don't render evil for evil. Don't try to do bad for bad, but let the Lord fight your battle. Haters will be haters. And I heard my pastor say, there's nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing being done to different people. So that's why it seems that it's new, because it's new to you, but it's not new. It has happened to somebody else. So listen, I want y'all to go out there today. I want y'all to have a blessed and wonderful day. And I want y'all to have a wonderful day on purpose. But before you go out there and have your purposeful, wonderful day, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video with the last 3 people that you text this week and let them know haters will be haters. But honey, you live your best life. You go on in the grace of God. You keep on walking, keep on smiling, keep on praising because God's got your back. So until the next upload, I want y'all to have a blessed and wonderful day. And I want y'all to have a wonderful day. You got it. On purpose. Later, y'all.